Sleep wasn't a problem before electric lights came along. People went to bed when the sun went down. And if they did anything, you couldn't do much under candlelight, is that right? But insomnia is a huge problem today. Why? Why are people having trouble with sleep? Well, Proverbs 14, verse 6 says, knowledge is easy to him that understands. So what my aim is, I want to show you what happens when you sleep. And when you understand what happens when you sleep, you begin to have a knowledge on the important times to sleep and why.
Let's be honest. How many of us are really getting proper sleep nowadays? How many of you can really say that you don't keep tossing and turning the best part of your night and wonder why you can't sleep properly? Sleep is not a magic bullet that comes to some people without effort or knowledge. It isn't something that you can't achieve. There are just some things that you need to know and take care of, and that's exactly what we are going to tell you today. While many people ignore this fact, they are actually sabotaging their sleep by ignoring little things and habits, and Barbara O'Neill is here to help. The sunlight connection. The first thing that we are going to start with is sunlight. Now you might be wondering, what does sunlight have to do with sleep? We sleep at night, right? Not so often in the daytime. Well, you are right, but here's one of the things many people don't know. According to Barbara, our body has a natural internal clock that tells our brain when to sleep. This clock is influenced by the light that our eyes receive every day, and sitting in sunlight resets it. When we expose ourselves to the sun, it regulates our circadian rhythm, also known as our sleep-wake cycle. Sunlight, particularly the blue light that it contains, is absorbed through the eyes and sends signals to the brain to reset the circadian rhythm. This is why getting sunlight during the day, especially in the morning, is crucial for good sleep at night.
So sunshine in the day helps us to sleep better at night because it resets that body clock. It's called your circadian rhythm. You've heard of the circadian rhythm? It is reset by sun's rays going through the eyes.
Similarly, exposure to blue light from electronic devices at night can disrupt the circadian rhythm and make it harder to fall asleep. Barbara suggests avoiding those at night as they can act as false signals to our brain and disrupt the internal clock. Our body is meant to take in natural signals, as that is closest to our nature, and that's how things are really supposed to be. The science. We know that everyone tends to use their phone or another electronic device at night, but this may not be the best thing to do. According to Barbara, when light travels through our eyes to the optic nerve, it sends signals to a control center in our brain, where the body clock is located. The body clock then communicates with the pineal gland.
Light and dark signals are fed through the optic nerve to a control center in the brain where your body clock is located. And your body clock communicates with the pineal gland.
This small gland, the size of a pea in our brain, is very interesting because it releases hormones, such as melatonin, in response to these signals. Melatonin is often referred to as the fix and rejuvenate nighttime hormone and plays a crucial role in sleep regulation.
And these are the hormones that are released. One is melatonin. A lot of people have heard of melatonin. Some people that don't sleep very well take melatonin. Well, we naturally release melatonin in that time, and it's called the fix and rejuvenate nighttime hormone. So it is this hormone that probably is mostly responsible for the fix and rejuvenation that's happening in our brain and our body while we sleep.
The light and dark signals and the hormones they release affect our body's internal clock and circadian rhythms and influence the quality of our sleep. However, these hormones are only released in darkness, and if we get light exposure at the wrong time, it can lead to sleeplessness and insomnia. The trick revealed. Now, that's good and all, and you now know what's causing it, but how should you deal with it? How much sunlight should you get, and how should you get it? Worry not. Barbara's got some tips for you. The first thing you need to do is wake up very early in the morning. Why? The first hour of the day and exposure to sunlight is extremely important. As Barbara tells us, early morning plays a crucial role in resetting our circadian rhythms.
And to reset the circadian rhythm, Allow your eyes to experience the first hour of light in a day. That early morning light absorbed through the eyes has an effect on the brain to reset the circadian rhythm. And how many people in society today are watching the box till midnight and they miss that first hour of light in a day? Is that a big contributing factor to the 45% of Australians that are suffering from mental illness?
She also points out that many people who miss out on those early hours are often depressed.
He also found that a lot of his depressed people were going to bed very late. And they were watching movies or playing games or on computer till late. So a couple of things were happening there. Number one, they were missing out on the rest and rejuvenation that God planned us to get every night. But they were missing out on the early morning sun. He says that first hour of light in the day, it resets your circadian rhythm.
We know you don't want to be one of those people, so after you get in the early morning light, you must close your eyes. Close them for about 30 seconds and breathe for a few moments. This is a very important step as it allows sunlight to penetrate your eyelids and reach the retina, which contains light-sensitive cells that influence the circadian rhythm.
But I discovered that if I sat in the sun and I put my head up to the sun with my eyes closed and let the sun's rays go through my eyelids, and then I put my head down after about 30 seconds and open my eyes and just sit outside, then I sleep the next day.
Barbara also mentions how it can help with jet lag. Many people suddenly start feeling tired, even when they are supposed to work. But optimal sunlight absorption and well-regulated sleep patterns can fix this.
I jump up and I start to do a whole lot of things, and I speak to people who suffer from jet lag for weeks because as soon as they get tired in the day, they go to sleep. So it would be a similar thing with this, is that there's a discipline needs to happen, is don't let yourself sleep. If you're feeling tired, have a shower, go for a walk, dig a garden, do something, but don't let yourself sleep. So if that person wants to, they will be able to get back into a better routine.
Barbara believes that if she can do it, you can as well. The benefits. This does have many more benefits than just regulating and improving your sleep, which is still a lot, but they don't stop there. Just to name a few, it improves your mood tremendously, and that's not easy to do. You know you can't get a good mood just anywhere. All of this magic actually happens in that little gland we previously talked about, the pineal gland. What it does is it releases another hormone called serotonin, what Barbara calls the feel-good hormone, and especially in the morning under the early sun, it works at its best.
Another hormone is serotonin. That's the mood hormone. So if you want to feel good, go to bed early. What are the kids like if they have a late night? Not very happy.
It also improves your learning capacity. How does that happen? Well, it's the work of that same little pineal gland, which releases another hormone called epithalamin for this function.
The other hormone that's released is epithalamin. And epithalamin is a hormone that increases learning capacity.
This may not seem like everyone's thing, but Barbara really emphasizes this fact. Many people stop learning as they grow, and she says it's a common cause of their minds deteriorating. People who live a well-filled life are those who never stop learning.
God designed our brain to be learning new things right up until the day we die. Many people's brains deteriorate because they stop learning new things. We should ever learn new things. I love the story of the 90-year-old man who learnt to play the piano and the 92-year-old man that graduated from law school. After hearing the lecture on renewing the mind, a 75-year-old man came up to me and he said, I recently put away my most difficult violin pieces. He said, I'm going home to get them out again.
As she said, anyone, regardless of their age, can do this. If you are older and thinking generically, know that it's never too late to change. This will help you regulate your sleep, mind, and mood, which is again a very valuable skill. And if that wasn't enough, we have yet another little but valuable benefit to tell you. The pineal gland also releases what Barbara calls our body's natural painkiller. This hormone is called arginine vasotocin and is heavily involved in deep sleep. Again, this hormone feeds into the overall stability of sleep patterns, including waking up early, but also making it easy and keeping you away from jet lag all day long so you can do what needs to be done without much hindering you.
Arginine vasotocin is our natural painkiller. Did you know you have a natural painkiller? When you go to bed in these hours, your natural painkiller is released. But your natural painkiller, when it's used, it leaves a waste. And if that waste hasn't been released, then the next night, arginine vasotocin won't be released. So how do we get rid of the waste from using our arginine vasotocin? That's exercise.
Testimonial or case study. We know that some advice sounds too good to be true, and sometimes you are unsure whether to follow it or not, whether it will work out or not. Barbara is widely known and recognized for her work on health awareness and natural remedies. If you have even just a little bit of doubt, then worry not. If you follow her advice, you are in safe hands. Her approach to healing the body is grounded in nature and holistic practices, so even if you follow her and don't get results, unlike medications, you can be sure that it has no side effects whatsoever. If you are worried about getting results, many people are speaking for her and her methods. If you are dedicated enough, you'll get the results based on how much effort and time you decide to put into it. Call to action. We encourage you to apply these techniques and methods to the best of your ability. Everyone wants a better quality of life for themselves, but only those who decide to act get there. Let's work towards a better future, because if you think about it, time is going to pass anyway, whether you do it or not, so let's do it instead of not. If you are feeling too left out, worry not, you are not alone. There are tons of people like you here wanting to achieve the very same thing, so we encourage you to act and share your little achievements and successes in the comments below. You may find a lot of cool and helpful people here. Let's get healthy together. One thing that you really should take care of is your sleeping environment. This includes keeping the bedroom cool, quiet, and dark. It's good to invest in a good quality mattress and pillows, as the more comfortable you are at night, the better your sleep, and the next day will be. Keep in mind that the goal isn't to make you comfortable so that you sleep late at night and end up spending half of the next day trying to get back up. Your goal should be to sleep at the right time and sleep well so that you don't have to worry about it later. Remember, no jet lag. If your surroundings are a bit noisy, you can use earplugs to block out noises. Closing hook. But that's not all. We have just a few more tips from Barbara to further enhance your sleep as your reward for making it this far. The first of these is exercise. Exercise is, of course, beneficial in many ways, but it is especially interesting in its ability to improve sleep. We talked about the arginine vasotocin hormone, our body's natural painkiller, but in order for it to work properly every night, we must make some effort during the day.
What enhances is exercise. When you exercise through the day, you sleep better at night. Ecclesiastes, proverb in Ecclesiastes says, the sleep of a labouring man is sweet. In other words, when we are physically moving through the day, we're a lot more likely to sleep at night because our body's exhausted.
Another very important factor is hydration. Staying well hydrated is extremely important, not just for other bodily functions, but also for proper sleep, which happens to be one of the many bodily functions that we need to maintain for our overall well-being.
What also enhances is hydration. We need to be well hydrated when we sleep. You can't hydrate your body just before you go to sleep. You've got to start in the beginning of the day. When you start in the beginning of the day, by the time you go to sleep at night, you've got a well-hydrated body.
Barbara suggests not drinking much just before sleep. Instead, keep drinking throughout the day and try to keep it gradual. Apply all of that, and you'll be surprised to know how much it affects you. In addition to the benefits we give you, all of these activities actually act as an anti-aging mechanism for your body. When you are sleeping at night, specifically from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m., your body experiences what Barbara O'Neill calls rest, rejuvenation, and renewal. Our body produces many hormones during that time, one of which is melatonin, or, according to Barbara, your fix and rejuvenate nighttime hormone, the one we mentioned earlier. It's just one of many anti-aging techniques. If you are interested in some more exciting healing methods, all from Barbara herself, then be sure to check our video, in which we discuss all that. If today's health advice from Barbara was even a little bit useful to you, please consider tapping that thumbs up button and subscribing to join us on this health journey. Little to no effort from you can help us reach more people like you and spread awareness. We hope you enjoyed your time with us, and we'll see you next time.